Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're exploring something that I think is at the heart of all education, that final critical step where learning stops being just an idea in a classroom and starts becoming real action out in the world.
So let's just start with this big question, right? When does all that hard work, all the reading and the projects, when does it actually leave the four walls of the classroom and start to genuinely change the world? When does knowledge become action? It's a question that really gets to the core of why we do what we do as educators.
Well, the answer, according to the framework we're looking at today, is in a phase they call community contributions. You can think of this as the bridge, the final step that connects what students know with what they can actually do for the communities they live in. And this is where a really crucial shift happens. Students stop being just, consumers of information, passively taking it all in. Instead, they become active contributors. And this isn't just about a final project. It's a fundamental change in how they see their role. They're actually empowered to use what they've learned, to serve, to inform, and to make a tangible improvement in the world around them.
And this right here, this is the engine that drives the whole process. Every single project, every initiative, it's all guided by this one super powerful question. It's not just, what did I learn? It's, okay, how can I use it to make anything better? It's so simple, so direct, and it's incredibly motivating.
Okay, so that's the core idea, but what's the philosophy behind it? Why is it so darn important to turn learning outward like this? Let's dig into the rationale.
This entire process really rests on 5 key pillars. It all starts with designing for action, which means students are creating purposeful, real-world solutions, not just theoretical ones. Then it's about making contributions visible, taking that work public in front of real audiences. It empowers students by telling stories that matter, helping them find and use their voice. It also fosters collaboration by building community, showing them the amazing ripple effect of working together. And finally, it encourages them to reflect and sustain that impact, to think long-term about the changes they've started. And this quote, it just nails it, doesn't it? The whole point is to move students from being passive learners to becoming active participants in their communities, which, of course, brings us to the most important question. How do we actually do this in a real classroom? And that brings us to the fun part, the methods. We're about to open up a practical toolkit with 6 really dynamic teaching strategies that any educator can use to bring this whole idea to life. First up is the Community Share Fair, and I want you to immediately forget everything you know about a traditional science fair. This is way different. It's a true celebration of shared knowledge and community skills. In this model, the students become the teachers. They're the ones leading these cool, interactive stations, sharing practical skills they've learned, things like how to start a community garden, or the art of telling a good story, or even methods for resolving conflict. It's totally collaborative, it's hands-on, and it just smashes the walls between the school and the community. All right, next up we have a seriously powerful method that's rooted in social change, forum theater. And this is not about sitting back and watching a play, it's all about active participation. So this is based on the famous theater of the oppressed. Students perform scenes that deal with real issues, like bias or injustice. But here's the magic trick. Anyone in the audience can yell freeze and literally step into the scene to try out a different solution. They become what are called spect actors, and they get a chance to rehearse social change in a totally safe and supportive space. How cool is that? Okay, let's move from the stage to the streets. Our next method is all about practical, real-world design. It's called getting retrofit. So instead of just starting with a blank slate, this method challenges students to look at their own communities, a building, a street, maybe a vacant lot, and ask, how can we make this better? They then propose practical redesigns that focus on things like sustainability and public well-being, applying what they've learned directly to the spaces right outside their door. You know, in a world that often feels so polarized, our 4th method offers a totally different path. Welcome to Democratic Day. Now, this is not a debate competition. In fact, it's kind of the opposite. It's a demonstration of what healthy democracy actually looks like in practice. Students perform realistic scenarios, modeling how to navigate different viewpoints with respect, how to really listen to each other, and how to solve problems together. It's basically a masterclass in civil discourse. All right, now for something totally vibrant, creative, and just full of energy, the Schoolapalooza Fest. Picture this,
A multi-arts festival, but with a real purpose. Students use every creative tool they have, music, dance, visual art, you name it, to explore a central theme that's connected to community well-being. It's just a vibrant, powerful way to use creative expression to spark joy, some deep reflection, and really important community conversations.
And finally, our sixth method brings the actual structures of civic life directly into the school. This is the town council. And this is exactly what it sounds like, a hands-on simulation of a local legislative body. You have a student-run council that meets regularly to deliberate on real school or community issues. They hold mock referendums, and they hear testimony. It's a direct way for students to practice the art of making big, communal decisions with both intelligence and real care.
So let's just zoom out for a second and look at this whole toolkit together. Each one of these methods offers a really unique pathway from learning to action. You've got everything from the shared knowledge of a share fair all the way to the civic literacy of a town council. It's an incredibly rich and varied set of tools for any educator looking to make this leap.
So, what's the ultimate impact of all this? What's the big, long-term benefit when students actually get the chance to contribute in these really meaningful ways?
And this right here is the crucial takeaway. This phase does so much more than just wrap up a unit of study. It helps students experience what it feels like to matter, civically, socially, and intellectually. They get to see firsthand that their ideas can actually spark real change, and that right there sets the stage for a lifetime of active and empathetic participation in their communities. And so we'll end by turning that question back to you. With these tools and this whole philosophy in mind, how will you empower your students to take what they've learned and truly make their mark on the world? It's a big question, but one that's definitely worth exploring. Thanks for joining me.